Hey yo, my dude, what's good? So, Tacho here, back for another episode of the Tacho Show, and we come to the end of another 8th Raid season here. So, of course, last season we showed off this defense, which I wasn't really able to put the finishing touches on it last season. So, a lot of the early replays were kind of wonky, and a lot of things people were getting away with, which are not going to be able to work anymore. Like the Bolt Tower, for example. That was a big deal last season, and now that we have this dude in slot 8 coming in as a reinforcement, Bolt Towers are not going to be a valid solution anymore. So that's one thing, and of course we made a couple of other changes as well, and we were able to run some more mythics. Like this time it's Anima season, so we can run Anima Heimdallr as opposed to New Year Heimdallr. Just gives our units a little bit more HP and some attack there with the blessing, so that's always good. And not really much else to say about the team. The concept is there. We have 2 insane instruct bots here that are giving great talent up the ass. So by turn 2 or 3, the whole team is already at plus 10 great talent. So yeah, it does make it really tough to break through something like this. Of course, we've got Ectordeer over here with patience, so he can smack multiple times on the counter and most likely get rid of the foe. So yeah, I guess that's basically it. Let's go ahead and take a look at these replays now. I told you guys a lot about the team last season. So let's see how these replays went. Looks like we got a lot of wins here. Okay, we did get 1 loss. We took a minus 60. Other than that, though, we had smooth sailing. So let's start at the top. We'll work our way down just to save some suspense for that 1 loss replay. We'll save that for later. So let's go ahead and start up here with Larichell. All right, so what do we got going on here? All right, he's got Jormungandr. Okay, we also have New Year Baldur, pretty good unit. We have Mythic Ratatosker, not a pretty good unit. All right, then we got Mythic Elm. We have also Baby Ilyana. Ooh, okay. Got her at plus 10. Is this a Forma? It is not a Forma. Okay. All right, mad props to Larichell for his Ilyana love. I did like using Ilyana in Path of Radiance, I will say that much. All right, and then we have Tana as well. Tana can steal our bonuses. Is this a Forma unit? Yeah, this one is. Okay. Oh, he's got the special background, too, the picnic one. Yeah, that background actually looks pretty good, I gotta admit. Okay. All right, so let's see what he's gonna do here. Oh, he just... Come on, man. Here I am hyping him up, giving him juice, and then he just immediately surrenders. That's no fun. At least try. Like, come on. Is it so much to ask that you at least try? All right, whatever. All right, moving on. We got this Japanese dude. Okay, another Jormungandr. All right, then we also have Needhogger. We got the Fallen Male Byleth. Pretty good unit. We got Legendary Elise. Yeah, the dreaded. Dude, there's no defending against Elise. I think last season I was talking about Baby Tana. And I was talking about Baby Tana possibly being like the number 1 8th Raid's offense unit. I don't think it's her. I think it's actually Elise. There's no defense that survives Legendary Elise if you play her right. So, yeah, Legendary Elise, I do think she is the best 8th Raid's offense unit. The only saving grace is that she's only allowed in Fire Season. So we do catch a break from now and then from Elise. All right, then we got Baby Camilla, basically Elise's best partner. And then we have Mythic Ashura there, okay. All right, so this guy, his team seems pretty orthodox. We have Elise to reset terrain, set up undefended, and then also allow Baby Camilla to warp in. And then we have Fallen Male Byleth, who can just be a 3-range style monster. And he just gives up right there. Come on, man. Really? I guess his plan was to reset the ice over there and turn it into a haste tile so Camilla could warp in. And then Camilla was unable to beat Byleth there. So I guess that's what went wrong for this guy. Yeah, Byleth really takes a dump all over Camilla, honestly. For Camilla to be able to beat her, it's not the easiest thing in the world. Because, first of all, she has Vantage if she outspeeds Camilla, which in this particular case, it looks like she does. And Unless you're running Hardy Bearing Camilla, which I would actually recommend right now. My Forma baby Camilla, hold on, I can actually show you guys real quick what I did with my Camilla. I didn't give her Hardy Bearing, but I actually should do that. So I've given her Strat Flame because it helps her reset the tiles. And for baby Camilla, that's really important. You could try Deadly Miasma on her in the C skill instead of Fatal Smoke, but I think Fatal Smoke turning off Miracle is more important. So I would rather just change her A skill. Trample is already like kind of duty anyway. You don't really want the Desperation effect on Trample doesn't really work out that well when most of the tanks now are going to have Hardy Bearing anyway. Like Winter Alphonse, for example, he's a pretty common one on good defenses. So having Trample on Baby Camilla doesn't really do anything. So I would go for Strat Flame and Hardy Bearing on her. But I personally, I'm running this seal because I wanted to give her enough HP so that she can walk over the Hex Traps. So that's really the only reason I didn't give her Hardy Bearing myself. All right, let's get back to those replays, though. Let's see. Okay, so that was the Japanese dude, the first one. All right, we got another one over here. Okay, we got a Baby Elise and then a Emblem Lynn combo. Not a good pairing. Yes, Elise can give Undefended for Lynn, but Lynn only has one action. So you'd be much better off taking advantage of Elise with units that can take multiple actions, like Emblem Edelgard, Baby Edelgard, the Sharena units, all of the Sharenas that give a bunch of Gale Forces. They're all good, but not Lynn, though. Okay, he also has Mythic Veil. We have Emblem Lucina. We've got Legendary Ira there. And then we have Mythic Elm. I think Ira is his bonus unit. If I'm not mistaken, Ira was a bonus unit for this season. So anybody who skipped the cheerleader banner probably had to go for Ira as their bonus. Okay, so Lynn takes out Heimdallr there. But as I said before, Lynn's problem is that she only takes one action. So now it doesn't really do him much good that he took out one unit. All right, so Byleth comes in. Byleth just easily gets rid of Lynn there. And then gives a bunch of great talent to the team. By the way, if you snipe either Byleth or Ike with Emblem or with Legendary Elise, even though no damage occurs during combat, they still proc their specials. And on their specials, they are giving a lot of great talent too. So it really doesn't matter. Like, Elise, it's not really a counter to Elise, like just stacking great talent when you hit her with, when you hit the units with her style. But it does kind of give us a little bit of defense against the style there. Another defense that people use against Elise is they will go for Mortis, either the Winter one or the Mythic one. The Mythic one is actually pretty good after the remix. So by using him in a spot where Elise may want to hit with the style, he can at least end actions after combat, right? So like that is another way you can kind of keep Elise at bay, but not really. All right, so we have a merged up Jormungandr there, +1. That's pretty weird. Why would he not go for the Iron Fighter fodder? It beats the crap out of me. Oh, Duo Sigurd. Okay, this is interesting. You rarely see this guy, but I do feel like he has potential to be a really good offensive unit. All right, another Emblem Elise. I got to stop calling her Emblem Elise. It's Legendary Elise. All right, we have the Mythic Plumeria there. We have also Mythic Ashura, and then we have Dorothea. Oh, yeah, I like this dancer a lot, actually. The Harmonic Dorothea. Very good in tandem with any good Jugdral units. So, for example, this Sigurd right there. Okay, so let's see what he does. Oh, that's unfortunate. He just got walloped by the Bolt Trap there. Yeah, not good. I mean, maybe it doesn't matter. It depends, but it does suck that he took some severe damage right there from the Bolt Trap. Okay, so he goes in against Heimdallr with Elise. Unfortunately, that's not going to reset the ice tiles, so we still have our ice tile protection. All right, so Sigurd goes in. Undefended is in play. All right, wow, he survived. Interesting that he lived with 1 HP. Does this guy have Miracle built in? Yeah, he does. Okay, so he's got Miracle. No wonder he was able to survive Ectordeer right there. I did think that was a little bit strange. Okay, so Sigurd is alive. He's got another action to go. So he goes in on Byleth there. Oh, wow. Even with the AoE, he couldn't take out Byleth? Damn. Yeah, that Byleth unit is really something else. She is on another level. If you wanted to make the case she's the best unit in the game, I may not be able to argue against it. I don't think she is. I think there are other units that do a little bit more. But for just like a one-stop shop, like one unit do it all, she is really up there. Okay, so Sigurd, he wasn't able to have enough actions. If he was able to pop Dorothea's button, maybe he'd be able to take out Ike or somebody else. Even still, saying that, like, his units are at such low HP by this point, and Lucina is still around. She'd be able to swap in, use the style. So, yeah, odds are we were going to win that regardless. All right, we got Dawn up next. Okay, Jormungandr has been very popular. Not really sure what the deal is with that, but okay. All right, then we have Remixed Hoder. Very good. We got a Baby Camilla. Okay, yeah, this is a build that we're talking about for Baby Camilla. Look at this. Strat Flame, Instruct, Gale Force Mist. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, then we got Alphador. We have Baby... Okay, here we go. Baby Tana Gale Forcing. Let's see how we do here. And then he's also got Baby Edelgard. I'm going to be honest, like, this is not too far off from what I use for my own offenses. I'll be like, Baby Edelgard, Baby Camilla, and then I don't use Tana, not because I don't think Tana is good, but because my Baby Tana is not built up. I don't have good skills on her. So instead, I usually go for like Ilian Hilda or someone like that. But yeah, not too far off from something that I would do. All right, starts off just breaking some obstacles there. Okay. All right, he does have Alphador who can snipe our Foresight Snare from Heimdallr. Oh, it looks like he's actually going to try to do that. Interesting. I wouldn't. Not in this situation. But it is interesting to see, I guess. All right, then we just completely bypass Alphador and go after Baby Tana. Yeah, that seems like a bit of a misplay on this guy's part. I don't think he meant for that to happen. I think he was hoping that Byleth would target Alphador and then she would get hit by Foresight Snare. Unfortunately, that's not exactly how it went. So, yeah, that's kind of an RIP. I would have liked to see what would have happened if he got to do what he was trying to do there. Oh, this one is an RIP. You got Anna as the bonus unit. Oh, man. All right, we have Thor, Mythic Thor. We got Mythic Elm. Baby Edelgard. We have also a Spring Plumeria and then a Baby Camilla. Here we go. We have Hardy Bearing on Camilla, but he's not running Strat Flame on her. He's got Trample still. Kind of defeats the purpose because Trample gives you Desperation. So if you're going to run Hardy Bearing on her, you might as well take that off. All right, let's see what this guy goes for. All right, seems like he's just going to hide behind the fence for a little bit. Okay. His units are pretty solid, though. We got, like, Baby Camilla, Baby Edelgard, and then Spring Plumeria. All premium units for Aether Raid's offense there. Okay, that seems unfortunate. I think he thought that Baby Edelgard was going to be able to beat Corrin there, but it ain't happening, man. It really takes a lot of effort to get rid of that Corrin. The typical, like, Gale Forcers for Aether Raid's offense don't seem like they have the firepower to get rid of her. So, like, Baby Edelgard, Baby Camilla, the Sharena units. I think the Summer Sharena can actually beat the Byleth, but the other ones, obviously, like Bride and the Brave Sharena, they don't stand a chance. So, basically, like, all of the best Gale Force units that you would run for Aether Raid's offense, they don't have good matchups against Corrin. So, that is another thing in our favor here with this defense. All All right, he goes for a button there. Interesting. Yeah, he actually hardcore attacked my duo's hindrance, which you don't really see that too often. Most of the time, the strat is to just take out the duo heroes first and then get rid of the duo's hindrance that way, as opposed to hardcore attacking it. And that was pretty much it. So, yeah, he ran out of actions, and I don't think any of his units were able to beat Byleth or Ike in this situation. It really doesn't look like it, because, like, Camilla and Edelgard would have been his units to attack there, and they were not going to get the job done. So, all right, there we go. Another replay. All right, here we have Alex Mender. Okay, so this time we have a Tea Time Veronica. We have a Mythic Hater with the remix. Got a Baby Edelgard. We have a Harmonic Lynn. Jormungandr again. And then we have Satyr there. Yeah. This is one of the reasons I'm so obstinate about running Kanto Curb on pretty much any defense that I make, is because the Satyr units on offense being able to just end the action of a frontline unit, you really don't want that to be the case. Like, if they end Byleth's action, they would be free to just bait Marth and Lucina, which would not be that difficult. So I can't afford for a Satyr to end Byleth's action just right out the gates like that. So we need to have Kanto Curb here. Okay, so he breaks the Bolt Trap there. He's just getting rid of some obstacles here. Sure. All right, yeah. T. Veronica could be interesting because she's going to set up Feud for his allies. Maybe with Feud in play, then his Lynn and Edelgard are going to be able to get some KOs. All right, so he waited for the reinforcement to come in. So he gets Alphador, we get our Medius. And all our tanks are protected from the Bolt Tower, which is all that matters. Oh, he whiffed. That's weird. He whiffed Lynn's 3-range style on Heimdallr's Foresight Snare there. Interesting. Okay, Veronica versus Ike. Okay, nothing happens, but that's actually good. That plays up for us because Ike still procs his special, and that means he's still giving great talent when he does that. Let's take a look here. All right, plus 10. Plus 10. Yeah, plus 10, plus 10. Yeah. It really doesn't take long for this team to just give, like, everyone is at plus 10 great talent in no time at all. It's ridiculous. Yeah, great talent is really overpowered. Here, Lucina didn't get plus 10 to speed because Byleth is the one that gives great talent speed. Ike's gives attack, defense, and res. So, yeah, like, Hoder and Lucina over there, they're not going to be at plus 10. But, like, everybody else surrounded by Ike and Byleth, they will be at plus 10. Yeah, great talent. I mean, when Brave Alphonse came out, remember how broken we thought he was going to be because of great talent? And great talent really was broken back then. Remember, I was using a defense team that took advantage of his great talent. But the problem with that, though, was that Alphonse himself, outside of giving everybody great talent, he really didn't do anything else besides that. So it was a little... It was kind of sus, like, running him. But over here, though, our great talent units are actually doing stuff. Like, Corrin does so many things. And then we have also Ike over there, who's a really good, just overall tank. And he's giving a lot of great talent. So... And he's also a really good save unit, too, with Ectordir giving him magic save. So, yeah, like, now when we have crazy great talent units and Instruct can be given to anybody, it's a little bit much, I will say. Great talent, under the circumstances of today's meta, is pretty OP. All right, so we have a Winter Ectordir. Rare to see that guy. All right, we have also Attuned Lachesis. We got Refined Hoder. Or Hater, my bad. We got Jormungandr. We have a Legendary Ira. And then Emblem Roy. You know, I see Roy relatively often on 8th Raid's offense. Not really sure why. He does have the range style for 2 range, but I don't feel like he's that good of an offense unit. He's not bad, but he's not, like, crazy good. I guess if you give him Edelgard Ring, he can hit twice per turn, but I don't know, man. I feel like there are better options. He does reset terrain, though. He does set up the fire tiles, which is good. Okay, so this guy is still going for it. Very interesting. He's already lost 2 units, so this is going to be annihilation here. Okay, Heimdallr just suicides into Jormungandr there. Okay. Okay, so his bonus slot unit was attuned Eliwood there. It's going to be hard for him to attack because we do have the real bolt trap right in front of his Eliwood. All right, Roy made space, so now Eliwood can attack somebody. Oh, what are you doing? Wasn't the whole purpose of Roy attacking there to give Eliwood some room? But no, he just walks right onto the bolt trap. That was so weird. All right, so Ike just beats Roy there. What else is new? I feel like Roy is like second place to Ike every single time. Like in Smash Brothers, Ike is always on top. In Fire Emblem, like in Choose Your Legends 1, Ike is always on top. The harmonic Ike with Ike and Roy. Ike was the main, Roy was the backpack. It's just very unfortunate for Roy there. All right, Jormungandr versus Ike. All right, Ike wasn't able to take her out there, but we're still getting a lot of great talent anyway. It's crazy that he couldn't beat her, or she couldn't beat him, and she had hater support. This is a really long... Why are we still watching this? This is a really long one, man. Just give up already. Know when you're beaten. It's like the chess player that's still playing the game, even though he lost, like, all his big pieces. You can surrender, you know that, right? Okay, so here we go. We have the loss finally. So at least somebody knew what they were doing. Oh, wow. Okay. All right, we have Elise and Lynn. Bro is going to make me eat my words here. Talking about how Elise and Lynn is a bad combo, but looks like he's going to get away with it. All right, then we also have Byleth. We have Satyr. We got Plumeria, and then we have Mythic Thor. Okay, so Snipes Hodor, which is one of the things you're able to do here. It's a known weakness, but I really don't care. Like, do whatever you want to Hodor. She's not there to do anything other than break the fence. Of course, Byleth has 3 range style. Okay, he takes out my Byleth. Yeah, you know what? This is actually good because now he can kind of frontline Omni-Tank with Byleth. Because she does have Vantage, so like all our units are just going to blow up against her. Yeah, I guess I didn't consider that, right? Like that enemies would just face tank us with Byleth. Yeah, that's not going to look too good for us. And the only hope we would have in this situation would be for Lucina to try to use the style and hit somebody else. But it's only turn 1, so that's not going to happen. Can't activate Lynn's style on turn 1. Yeah, I mean, just as much as Corrin and Byleth help out on 8th Raid's defense, they really help out on offense, too. Kind of reminds me a little bit of when Fallen female Byleth was a thing. That unit was really disgusting. When she had first came out for 8th Raid's offense, she was just this insane Vantage tank. We're kind of seeing that again here with this Byleth. All right, he swings on Ike with Elise to reset tiles, but we did get great talent out of that, so we did get something. All right, Alphador gives a lot of bonuses there to Byleth. Oh, Alphador takes out Ike. Yeah, that's one of Ike's weaknesses, is a really good mage nuke is able to take him out. I haven't seen too many physical units being able to beat Ike, though. Byleth and Corrin, they can definitely do it, but there's not really too many other melee units that can get rid of that Ike. All right, Elise is going to hit us and then reset terrain there. Yeah, Hector Deer by himself, not really much of a threat. He's only really good when he's got allies around him to help him out with his bonuses, but by himself doesn't really work out. All right, we got 2 more to go. Let's knock these out. All right, so this guy, we have here Hater. We have a... Oh, wow. The Tempest Trial Nanna. You don't really see her too often. All right, then we got Emblem Roy. We got Saint Elamine, Emblem Edelgard, and then a Ilian Azura there. Okay. Oh, he has no fence. This is not going to go good. Yeah, Byleth is basically going to snipe the whole bottom row. All right, so here she comes. She takes out Roy. A possible fix for that for this guy would have been to have, like, Vine Tiles or Warp Bubbles somewhere. All right, then Lucina comes in, gets rid of Nanna. All right, we get a dance-off on Heimdallr, although that doesn't really matter. Yeah, then Lucina's protected by Foresight Snare. Yeah, that's not looking good. Oh, man, this is ugly. This is not good. And then he couldn't warp in with Edelgard because we had Vine Tiles all over. Oh, dude. Yeah, that was a massacre. All right, our final replay of the day. We got Petonus over here. Okay, so we have a Mythic Plumeria. Okay, we have the Harmonic Alm there. Interesting. I haven't really seen this guy used too much. I think he's decent, but let's see what he does here. Okay, we also have Cheerleader Byleth. We have Fallen Ivy, Mythic Ashura, and then Mythic Thor. Okay. So he whips Foresight Snare with Byleth. I don't know if I wouldn't do that right away. Like, at least wait a little bit. And he's going to try to tank us with Byleth. Okay. So in this instant, our Byleth was able to beat his because we got to initiate. I'm not sure if that's a 50-50 matchup like that. Like, whichever Byleth is the one to initiate is the one that wins. Not really too sure, but okay. All right, yeah. After that, I mean, he just lost his 2 best units. He lost Alm and he lost Byleth, so this is not going to look too good here. And then he triggers the Bolt Trap, too, so just even worse off. Yeah, and he got the dance off on Byleth or Ivy, but we have Magic Save in play with Ike, so yeah, not looking very good there. All right, so yeah, that's going to wrap us up for this round of Aether Raids. Defense did pretty good. I mean, we had 1 loss, but I wasn't prepared for enemy phasing Cheerleader Byleth there. So is there something we can do to fix that? I'm going to have to think about that, maybe find a way. But I'm not sure. I don't think we would be able to deal with that too easily. So this is your boy Tatro signing out. Let me know what you guys thought in the comment section down below. First proper test for this defense, and it did pretty good. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know how you guys were able to do on your defenses and your offenses as well. And stick around later tonight. We are getting the trailer for the next end-of-month banner. I'm personally predicting we're going to get an Emblem Hero and probably a DLC Emblem. I don't think it's going to be one of the... well, there's only one main Emblem ring left, and that's Leaf. And I don't think it's going to be Leaf. I think it's going to be, like, one of the big ones, like Emblem Camilla or Emblem Hector, Emblem Veronica, like one of those guys. So, yeah, stick around for that. We'll take a look at the trailer later tonight. And this is your boy Tatro signing out, so take care. And I will catch y'all again on the flip side.